Hey there, I am Veronica Drake. Welcome to my channel where I take your questions and give you simple, practical answers. Let's be honest, we got a lot of questions when it comes to spirituality, the afterlife, our soul, intuition, all of that. So, my goal is to make the spiritual practical. So, let's take a journey. If you're new here, click subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notified when I go live. Today we're going to talk about intuition versus ego. I get asked all the time, how do I know if it's my intuition or my own mind, egoic thoughts? Well, I've got some simple guidance for you that's going to give you the rundown. So, number one, when it is your intuition, think of it like this. Everything just fits together. There's no finagling, there's no reasoning, there's no logic, and there's no sense of explanation needed. It just creates stability. It's like all of a sudden you go, like when you have an epiphany, right? Number two, the egoic mind is wild. It's all over the place. Think of it like an ADHD, all over the place. It's going, going, going. It can't focus, it can't center, it can't balance. And one of the things the ego is always looking for to anchor itself to is logic. So, if you are searching for logic and you can't attach it to something, you're going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning, and you're going to go into that abyss, that worry, that black hole. And so, just think, if you are ready to let go of the ego and just breathe, well, that would be where everything clicks, and that would be intuition. Number three, all your senses are involved in your intuition. And see, we hear it, we see it, we feel it, there's phrases, everything backs up what just makes us calm and centers us. All throughout the day, we'll get images, we'll get symbols, affirmation, confirmation, right? Where again, the ego is just going to go all over the place looking for something logical and familiar to attach itself to. Number four, expansion versus contraction. When we are in a space of intuitive knowing, it will just land in our heart with a lightness, with a sense of knowing. It doesn't put us in a box of what ifs and shoulds and have tos like the ego will. So the expansiveness is just a sense of knowing. Now, our mind is like this. The egoic mind is linear. It has to go from A to B to C to D to D, right? And we have to have tunnel vision. The egoic mind is like tunnel vision. We can only see one way, right? Where the intuitive mind is bringing in all of the signs, all of the symbols, and it just has this light, buoyant feeling. Because, let me tell you why, when we are receiving intuitive guidance, it's not coming from one single place. Like the egoic mind is just referencing the familiar, what we know. The intuitive mind is going all out in the ethers. All the dimensions are talking through our intuition, right? And so it's going to be all over the place, but in a very calm sense. Now, intuition is consistent and it is persistent. It won't go away. If you get guidance and you don't act on it, you're going to keep seeing all day, in the afternoon, in the evening. You're going to get signs, you're going to get symbols. It's going to be this gentle, subtle realization, hey, it's still there, right? So let me give you an example. Let's go back to number one. Everything just clicks. So an example of that is back in 2008, I had started my business and I knew that it was time to leave my job. It didn't make any logical sense whatsoever, including financial sense. But I kept having this nagging feeling, this in my heart, this, oh, you can breathe, you can go do what you're supposed to do. It landed so gently in my heart, and there wasn't fear around leaving my job. And so I just focused on this one feeling of peace and calm, and I trusted, and I just took a leap of faith, and I left my job. And once you put action behind it, one thing goes to the next, goes to the next, goes to the next. Now, I'm not being an advocate for you leaving your job. I'm telling you to trust your own intuition. But ego versus intuition, these are 5 signs that you can take to the bank, and they're very practical and very simple. And you can bet this is how you can tell the difference between ego and intuition. I am Veronica Drake, and I am making the spiritual practical. And if you like this, subscribe to this channel because there's going to be lots more of it.